Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. Today I will be reviewing my MuscleFood Prutella. Now I've had this for a good 4-5 weeks and I've been using it here and there because I've got so many other spreads that I've got to go through to review or just eat in general. But this is the only one that's actually a chocolate hazelnut spread. Well, a protein one apart from the obvious. Nutella and stuff like that, hence the name Prutella. So since I've had it, I think MuscleFood have actually released about 2 or 3 other flavours. I'm pretty sure definitely 2, or they've mentioned on Twitter or Instagram or something like that about a 3rd flavour. So far they've got chocolate mint, and they've got an orange chocolate hazelnut spread, which sounds nice. And the 3rd one I can't remember. But anyway, so again, like I said, if you haven't seen my unboxing when I first got this 4 or 5 weeks ago, you would have known most of the information. So at the time it cost me $4.95. Now they've reduced it to, I don't know if it's permanent, but it's up online now for £4, which is a pound's a pound. But just the size of this thing for a fiver that I paid for, it's a bit annoying because it's actually a really small pot, where if I compare it to something else that's a little bit more expensive, but not that much, but you get a lot more for example, Dr. Zach's. So this is up for $6.50, that was up for, at the time, $4.95. So again, you can see how much of a difference. It's like half the size for a pound or £1.50 less. But anyway, again, this is the only high protein chocolate hazelnut spread currently available to my knowledge. So price wise, whether it's £4 or $4.95 or whatever, I would give it a 7.5 because it is quite small. But it's quite fair expensive for how much you get in return. Now the taste is quite interesting because it's not really a spread. It's actually made out of IMO, which is it's the syrup that basically keeps Quest bars together. It's made out of this stuff, Vita fiber, or cyclar, whatever the actual term of the name is. So it's quite grainy in when it comes to taste. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, for what you're paying in portion size and for what you get in return, taste wise, it's not that great, to be honest. It's not bad. I mean, you get a nice, obviously, chocolate hazelnut aftertaste, but it's eating syrup, as I will just prove to you guys now. So I've had about half of it, as you can see, and it's very grainy, syrupy. I mean, I'm a big fan of MuscleFood. I get all my meat from there. I've had a couple of their whey proteins, which is all good. But this stuff, I don't know, maybe because it's the first attempt into the high protein chocolate hazelnut spread, I'm not sure, but it's made out of bloody syrup, so it's not really a spread. I'm not fond of that. It tastes gooey, grainy. It's not fantastic. And again, for what you get in return, I mean, if this was at least 1.5 times the size of what it is now for $4.95 or £4 or whatever, I wouldn't feel as bad. But because, again, how much is it? 240 grams. That's taking the piss for a fiver. It's grainy. It's made out of bloody syrup, not actual protein chocolate hazelnut spread. It is a syrup. I'll put that next to that. Ideally, you can maybe come up with your own recipe buying one of this. This cost me what, £7, and you get 700 grams. Chuck in whey protein and some hazelnuts or whatever, and you've got it done. But at the same time, it's very low in carbs. So per 15 grams, you get 39 calories, 2.7 grams of protein, which is not bad. 4 grams of carbs, which is, for what it is great, the macros, but the taste is grainy and the portion is ridiculous. 15 grams. What's 15 grams? You know what I mean? Protein these days, a scoop is minimum 20 grams, and you get 20 grams in return. So really, like I said, you get yourself a syrup, a chocolate hazelnut spread. Chocolate hazelnut protein. Boom! You've made it. You can actually make that into a protein bar. So you get 20 grams of protein, low carbs, and you get the fibre and the whatever. So that's actually quite a negative review. I don't usually make many negative because usually what I buy I'm fond of, etc. Especially from MuscleFood. Their proteins are good, their meat is quality. This I'm not. I don't know. In general, I will give this an overall 6 out of 10. Again, could be a first decent attempt for anyone making a chocolate hazelnut spread, because it's impossible to beat the original stuff, which is Nutella. But anyway, guys. So if you found this useful, and you found my unbiased review, positive, let me know. Or if you got one and you think differently, let me know what you think as well. Follow me, my social accounts, Instagram and Twitter. Also, I have a code where you can get yourself a free bag of chicken or a loaf of Dr. Zach's. You name it. Use that code. Make sure to follow me and subscribe for my all upcoming reviews. And that's it, really, guys. Thanks.